to get out in front of this and try to persuade Netflix not to come forward with it. I think it's an interesting argument because what they're claiming is, Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, has had a long-standing, animosity against Diddy and sort of vice versa. And because he's at the helm, they're arguing this can't be taken seriously. This should sort of be seen as propaganda. And one of the things that Netflix hit back with was, yes, he's the executive producer. He doesn't necessarily have creative control. And that's something
Interestingly, we haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic, evidence.
Miami isn't just hiding, she's running. And the FBI is closing in. This isn't speculation. This is a pattern. Social media wiped, performances canceled, lawyers on speed dial. And now insiders are talking. Because after the Netflix documentary Sean Combs, The Reckoning dropped, the wall started caving in on her connection to Sean Diddy Combs' crimes. Let's rewind. December 2025. The documentary Sean Combs, The Reckoning hits Netflix. Within 72 hours, Young Miami, Diddy's on-again, off-again partner, his so-called shorty, goes dark. No posts. No stories. No explanations. Just radio silence. Her team claims it's business as usual. But sources inside her camp tell a different story. She's terrified, and she's lawyering up fast.
Feelings that I have about the documentary, man, it was just old news, and they took a couple of with the footage from Puff from the days that's leading up him to get arrested, and the incidents with the people from the courts. The two people from the courts. So it was nothing new.
If everything's normal, why is she acting like a woman who just heard footsteps outside her door? Federal agents don't waste time on usual. They move when they've got evidence. And after that documentary, they've got plenty. The film didn't just expose Diddy. It exposed her. Footage. Texts. Witnesses. All pointing to Young Miami's role in his world, not as a victim, not as a bystander, but as someone who allegedly knew, who allegedly participated. Now the question isn't just what she did. It's what she'll say to save herself. Multiple sources confirm the FBI has subpoenaed her communications, not just with Diddy, but with his team and his associates. And what they're finding isn't pretty. She's not just hiding from the public. She's hiding from a federal investigation that's already put Diddy behind bars.
So, maybe the judge is going to give him more than time, sir.
But we should say that the maximum he could get is 20 years.
And that's what I want to get into for a minute. Because this is some racist you-know-what, this Mann Act.
The deeper we dig, the clearer it gets. Young Miami wasn't just Diddy's partner, she was a player. And players don't walk away clean. So if she's cooperating with the FBI, what is she giving them? And who else is about to get burned? Let's talk timeline. The documentary didn't just drop, it detonated. Within days, Young Miami's digital footprint vanished. No Instagram stories. No cryptic tweets. Even her scheduled performances were quietly canceled. Her representatives insist it's routine. But routine doesn't involve a team of high-powered attorneys working overtime. And it doesn't involve a woman who once thrived in the spotlight suddenly acting like she's got a target on her back. What changed? 4 hours of damning footage. Witness testimonies. A narrative that didn't just implicate Diddy, it dragged Young Miami into the center of the storm. We've seen the clips, private jet rides, late-night studio sessions, whispers about her presence at Diddy's infamous gatherings. And then came the lawsuit. Rodney Lil Rod Jones's bombshell filing didn't just name Diddy, it named her. Allegedly, she was one of the women Diddy bragged about paying a monthly stipend. Allegedly, she was involved in transporting substances for him. She has denied it all, calling the claims false and taken out of context. But the FBI doesn't care about social media denials. They care about subpoenas. Right now, they're digging through her messages, her travel history, and her financial records. Because if Diddy's empire was built on exploitation, the real question isn't just how much she knew, it's how much she helped. And then there's the documentary's most chilling moment, footage of Diddy in the days before his arrest, panicking, strategizing with his legal team about the dirtiest of dirty business. He's caught on camera, unguarded, talking about hiring media manipulators, about needing to find somebody that'll work with us. Young Miami wasn't in that footage. But she was in his world. In his inner circle. In the rooms where decisions were made. So when the FBI came knocking, did she flip? Did she cut a deal? Or is she just another name on their list?
You to engage in all these freak-offs with him, and he sounds really pissed off.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know, you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening.
Let's talk about the money, because this isn't just about private encounters. It's about transactions. Lil Rod's lawsuit didn't just accuse Diddy of running a shadowy operation. It accused him of running a business. And in that business, Young Miami's name came up, not as a victim, not as a bystander, but as someone allegedly compensated for her involvement. She denies it. Calls it a lie. But the FBI isn't just reviewing accusations. They're examining bank records, wire transfers, and the paper trail linking Diddy's empire to the women in his orbit. If Young Miami's name appears on those documents, she's not just a witness, she's a participant. Now look at the aftermath. While Diddy sits in a federal prison cell, Young Miami is out here, silent, strategic, and suddenly very careful. She's been spotted with NFL star Stefon Diggs, fueling rumors of a new romance. But is that real, or is it a distraction? A way to rewrite the narrative? Because the FBI doesn't care about her love life. They care about her testimony. And if she's cooperating, she's not just sharing secrets about Diddy. She's sharing secrets about everyone in his circle, other artists, executives, and women. Because this isn't just about one man's downfall, it's about an entire system. And Young Miami was inside it.
So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? Like he never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that.
And then there's the Cassie factor, because we can't ignore the parallels. Cassie Ventura, Sean Diddy Combs' ex, became the face of his abuse when that 2016 surveillance footage surfaced. The world watched in horror as Diddy was seen dragging her, hitting her, abusing her. When Young Miami was asked about it, she said it wasn't her experience, that she never saw that side of him. But Cassie didn't just walk away. She sued. She testified. She became a key figure in the case that eventually put Diddy behind bars. So where does that leave Young Miami? If Cassie's story was the spark, is Young Miami's cooperation the gasoline? Look at the timing. The documentary drops. The FBI moves. Young Miami disappears. Then, just as quietly, she starts reappearing, but never alone. Always with lawyers. Always with new connections. Always with a story that doesn't quite add up. Because if this were just about Diddy, she'd be free to move on. But it's not. It's about the FBI's next target. And if she's talking, she's not just talking about him. She's talking about the industry, the parties, the people who looked the other way, and the people who didn't.
Phil explained why he's speaking out now.
He said he's speaking out because he believes Diddy's a predator. He wants accountability, and he doesn't want someone like this to run unchecked in the future.
And that's where this gets dangerous. Because Diddy wasn't a solo act. He was the center of a network, artists, executives, and women moving in and out of his world. If Young Miami is cooperating, she's not just giving up Diddy. She's giving up names, dates, locations, the kind of details that turn a federal investigation into a federal takedown. So when we ask what she's running from, the answer isn't just the FBI. It's the fallout. The backlash. The people who don't want their names in the next indictment. And then there's the footage. The documentary didn't rely only on interviews. It relied on Diddy's own cameras, private moments he never thought would see daylight. Meetings. Conversations. Unguarded confessions. If Young Miami was in those rooms, her face is in those frames. Her voice is on those recordings. And the FBI has them. Connect the dots. Diddy is in prison. The documentary is out. Young Miami goes silent. And the FBI moves fast. This isn't just about fear. It's about a domino effect. Because if she's talking, she's not talking about the past. She's talking about the present, about people still operating, still protected, still thinking they're untouchable. And if the FBI has her cooperation, they're not just coming for Diddy's legacy. They're coming for his entire world. That's why she's running, not from cameras or headlines, but from the reality that in this game, there are no innocent bystanders. Only witnesses. And targets. And right now, the FBI is deciding which one she is.
As the plea offer that came up in the last hearing where the government said we did offer him a deal or an offer, I should say, and that he rejected it. And now it's official, and he said it to the court as well, too. You know, he stood up, he said that he consulted with this about his attorneys, and it seems like they're planning, or not even seems like they are, they're rolling the dice by going.
Let's talk about the real reason Young Miami's lawyers are working overtime. Because this isn't just about her, it's about the system. The parties. The payments. The pink substance. And the allegation that Diddy's legal team tried to buy her silence before the documentary even dropped. Sources say she was offered 7 figures to stay quiet, and she refused. Why? Because she knew the FBI was already watching. If you're Young Miami, you don't take Diddy's money. You take his secrets to the table. Here's what we know. In the weeks before Sean Combs' The Reckoning premiered, Diddy's representatives reached out, not with threats, not with warnings, but with a checkbook. The message was simple. Keep your story consistent. Downplay the allegations. Walk away richer. But Young Miami didn't walk. She lawyered up. And that tells us everything. Because when you're staring down a federal investigation, silence isn't golden, it's suspicious. And the last thing you want is a paper trail showing you took Diddy's money to lie for him.
Same kind of extortion that we heard when Cassie took the stand and testified on that airplane ride back from France. Diddy said, you don't do a freak off, I'm going to release one of the freak off videos that you are profiled in and humiliate.
Now let's talk about the footage that didn't make the cut. Netflix gave us 4 hours, but witnesses say there's more. A private jet. A landing in Virginia. Young Miami stepping off with a bag. People who were there claim it was the same trip where Diddy's team was scrambling for Tucci, the street name for the pink substance he allegedly couldn't get enough of. The same substance his dealer Brendan Paul forgot to bring. The same substance Young Miami allegedly delivered. And the FBI? They have the flight logs. The manifests. The timestamps. Coincidence, or the reason her legal team is suddenly so busy? The documentary shows Diddy in a panic days before his arrest, raging at his team for not securing the right supplies. Then, like clockwork, Young Miami shows up with what he needs. Not as a girlfriend. Not as a favor. But as someone who knew exactly what was expected. If that's true, it changes everything. Because this isn't about morality, it's about evidence. And the FBI doesn't care whether she was willing or reluctant. They care about texts, transactions, and chain of custody. Then there's the money. Lil Rod's lawsuit didn't just name names, it named numbers. Allegedly, Diddy bragged about paying monthly stipends to 3 women, Young Miami, Daphne Joy, and a third woman whose identity remains sealed. Not for music. Not for business. For something far more transactional. Young Miami responded with a furious denial. "I'm not a companion. I never sold a thing." But the FBI isn't scrolling through tweets. They're scrolling through bank statements. And if those deposits line up with the dates and amounts Lil Rod described, those denials don't just look weak. They look incriminating.
It's probably leaning towards guilt. Now, on the racketeering, I agree with you that the predicate acts may be found, but that's not all they need. There's an ultimate question. The first question on the jury verdict form is, do you find him guilty or not guilty of racketeering? Before you even get to the predicate acts, which you only get to if you find guilt, they could just be hung up on that question and say, this guy's not Tony Soprano. I am not convinced that I even want to find guilt.
Now let's talk about the texts. While Young Miami was posting defiant messages online, the FBI was collecting something far more damaging: her private conversations. Sources say investigators obtained messages between her and Diddy's inner circle. Not love notes. Not casual check-ins. Logistics. Timing. Confirmations. That kind of communication doesn't happen between a couple. It happens between collaborators. And if those texts reference the same substances, parties, and stipends Lil Rod described, she's not just a witness. She's a co-conspirator. Then there are the parties. Diddy's gatherings weren't just legendary, they were allegedly criminal. And Young Miami wasn't just a guest. She was a fixture. Witnesses describe her as more than arm candy, someone who knew where the cameras were, where they weren't, and how things were supposed to move. If the FBI is building a case around those events, her testimony isn't just valuable. It's essential. Because she didn't just see what happened. She helped make it happen.
There is a partial verdict in the Diddy case. After 2 days, the jury has reached unanimous decisions on 4 of the 5 counts.
The problem is that 5th count means that we don't get to find out what the verdicts are on the other 4 because they are hung up on...
So what's her play? Option 1, stay silent, hope the storm passes, pray the FBI doesn't dig deeper. We already know how that ends. Diddy tried silence. He tried intimidation. He tried payoffs. And now he's in prison. Option 2, flip. Cooperate. Trade what she knows for a deal. And if she's smart, if she's listening to her lawyers, she's already chosen door number 2. Because federal investigations don't stop at one target. They follow the money, the connections, the people who were there. And Young Miami was there, again and again. So the real question isn't what she's telling the FBI. It's who she's implicating. Because Diddy didn't work alone. He had enablers. Beneficiaries. People who stayed silent when they should have spoken up. And if Young Miami is talking, she's not just giving up Diddy. She's giving up everyone. So when we ask who's next, the answer isn't a person. It's a list.
The question is he a criminal? You know, is he basically akin to a mob boss running several criminal enterprises? And while it's very clear to me he is a depraved, disgusting person, we have to prove that he violated.
And the FBI is working through it, one subpoena at a time. Now let's talk about the one thing no one is mentioning, the unreleased footage. Because while the documentary gave us a glimpse into Sean Diddy Combs' world, there's more hours of it. Private moments. Unfiltered conversations. Footage that never made it to Netflix. And Young Miami is in those frames. Not as a victim. Not as a bystander. But as someone who knew the rules and played the game. If the FBI has that footage, they don't just have evidence against Diddy. They have evidence against her. So where does that leave us? With a woman who's suddenly very quiet. With lawyers working overtime. With an FBI that's not just knocking anymore, it's kicking the door in. And with one inescapable truth. In this story, there are no innocent parties, only survivors. Right now, young Miami is fighting to make sure she's one of them. But here's the question we can't ignore. If she's talking, who's listening? Because the FBI isn't the only one who wants to know what she knows. The media wants it. The public wants it. And most of all, the people still in Diddy's orbit, the ones who thought they were safe, they want to know too. Because if young Miami is cooperating, she's not just flipping on Diddy. She's flipping on an entire culture. On the people who enabled him. On the people who protected him. On the people who thought they'd never see the inside of a courtroom. And that's why this story is far from over. Because when the dominoes start to fall, they don't stop at one. So tell us, who do you think is sweating right now? Who's the next name on the FBI's list? And when the truth finally comes out, will anyone from Diddy's world be left standing? Drop your theories in the comments. Hit that like button if you're following this scandal as closely as we are. And don't forget to subscribe, because when the next shoe drops, you'll want to be the first to see it. Stay sharp. Stay curious. And remember, in Hollywood, the only thing more dangerous than a secret is the person willing to tell it. Until next time.